Welcome back to the Tide Gear Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for April 9th, 2023. We've got lots of Transformers news, a little bit of the Masterpiece and Legends, and a lot of mainline Hasbro. We've got a little bit of Motu news coming up. We've got an exclusive figure and packaging reveals, all that kind of stuff. We've got some new Indiana Jones reveals, some interesting stuff going on over there. And of course, we do have some Star Wars stuff coming up. And this is not their worst showing by far. So we're going to talk about this and more coming up. Starting out with some stuff going on over at Show Z. The kit concepts 1/72 across. This is basically Jetfire. And it's, I think, 7 inches tall. It's $229 down from what they said was $265. So it's on sale right now. 7.48 inches tall, ABS plastic and die cast, all kinds of cool stuff, LED light up function, very high end, only 7 inches tall, but now on sale. We've got YOLO Park pre-order up for, this is the So Skill Transformers Dark of the Moon Megatron model kit, no price yet, $1 down. This is YOLO Park doing some high-end stuff, but they have some kits out there also. This isn't the only one they have for pre-order. They also have this Optimus Prime. This is another Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime model kit. And so I don't know much about the pricing on these. So I assume it's going to be in line with their Shockwave and the other ones. So Shockwave was $170 and Shockwave's 12 inches tall. So I kind of believe these are all going to be around the same height and size and price. But they're up for pre-order right now if you're into it. And while we're talking about Show Z, my Friday video, I was kind of bouncing between information from Show Z and TF Source, and I was reading directly from TF Source when I started talking about Fans Toys Recorder, or their blaster. And it does show in an old picture that it does come with rewind. So it does come with a cassette, even though the information at Agabus, the information at TF Source, says it does not come with a cassette. It still says it comes with a cassette at Show Z, and so I believe that one. So there it is. So, sticking with some Masterpiece news, and I didn't really want to talk about this. This kind of showed up late last week, but this is listed on Show Z also as a pre-order. But MMC is coming out with an all-in-one transformable Devastator. Now, this came out on April 1st. A lot were wondering if this was a April Fool's joke, but it's been a week, and it's still up. So, if it's still been up for a week, I believe an April Fool's joke would have run dry by now. A Demolitus, that's what they're calling this one. And there's the bot mode. Here is the alt mode, which looks pretty good. Now, all of this is still just renders. There's actually a picture showing it partially transformed, which I did not capture that picture, but more concerned about leg mode, and there it is. So I don't know how they could pull all of this off, but evidently they do somehow. So with that, yeah, it looks like they're making an all-in-one, very, very smooth, clean G1-esque Devastator. That would be pretty cool if it's actually true and it actually gets pulled off. That would be fantastic. Okay, so Light Toys is coming out with a new kit for a combiner to what I do believe is going to take this up to the 21-inch scale. So what this is a kit for the Demon Knight KO oversized version of the Combiner Wars Defensor. It takes the lesser good-looking version. It's not bad. I don't want to say that the Combiner Wars is bad, but it was all in the main bot. All in the hot shot there. All in the main bot, and with that, they're fixing that to make it look more G1, and it's KO oversized, and they make it a little bit bigger, I believe. So all of this, you need to have that KO oversized set of figures, and you need to spend $333 on the kit to get this. But in the grand scheme of things, I think you're going to end up spending $500 to get this, but you're spending $700 or $800 if you're going pretty much any other route. We got more pictures of the Mod Fans roller, which is kind of cool. I guess this is the right way to tease. You tease with kind of your renders and then a really rough shot of a prototype, and then a little bit better. Now it's painted, got all the color on it. This is pretty much what the final product's more or less going to look like. So, yeah, that's how you do a tease, I guess. You tease a little bit each week. I don't know how to tease. So, anyway, this is the roller itself, and It looks pretty good. It looks way better painted with the blue and the red and the yellow and the white, the black and all that kind of stuff mixed in there. All the different colors looks so much better. Then here it is. It works with MP44. I think it works with both trailers, but definitely works with MP44's trailer. And there it is side by side with the other roller. I guess the trailer is going to be up just a little bit higher than it would if it was being tugged by a roller there. But there it is. This project is moving along. I don't really know when and where orders will be placed just yet. Also, I'm going to put this in Masterpiece even though it's larger than Masterpiece. This is RoboSyn, and what they did is come out with like a quick little video, and they are teasing something coming up. We Will Never Give Up. And it showed a flash of about 10 different characters from different eras of Transformers. But it did linger on Grimlock for a while, which makes me think we got a Grimlock coming. That's it. I believe it's Grimlock, and this is a tease. And the fact that they spent so much time lingering on Grimlock makes me think Grimlock is on the way. I don't know where to put this, so I'm just going to leave it here. This is Fans Hobby MB21 Tidal Wave. They make Masterpiece scale figures, but this is not Masterpiece scale in the slightest. But this Tidal Wave of theirs is really tiny for a Tidal Wave, in my opinion. And maybe they're going to scale this up when they're done. I don't know what's going on. But I will say, it does launch that little airplane off there. It's a screen capture from their video where they have a short video launching that little airplane. Now here it is next to it's bar of soap, but so it's interesting. I'm not sure if they're making this and then they're gonna mess with it and then scale it way up. I don't know, or if they're just making some tiny little tidal wave. I don't know, but it looks cool. It's interesting. We're gonna follow the progress on this. Okay, so for those of you who are still excited about sticking with Make Toys for your cone heads, because let's just face it, Make Toys is a little bit on the stylized side, but they do look pretty good. And the cone heads, I think, should look different than your main Seekers anyway. So I think that the design really lends itself for cone heads very well. Well, Kuma Style posted this picture of these two, the Thrust and the Dirge. Sorry, Ramjet. Dirge comes later with Hasbro. But anyway, so here we are. They look good, finishing the team. This is them coming out, or them actually maybe a prototype, or maybe these are full retail. So they should be coming pretty soon. If you're excited about that, then yes, it's definitely time to be excited about these. And we got pictures of Yolo Park's. Is this Yolo Park? New Yolo Park AMK Pro Series G1 model kit prototype. Now, this one here is a little smaller than I'd be expecting. It's 20 centimeters tall, so that puts it about 7 inches, something along those lines. But it looks relatively G1-esque, and it looks pretty good. This is more along the third party. Now, we're not seeing really any sort of articulation with it. I'm sure it will have articulation, but we're not seeing anything really other than this one pose because it was just on display. But still does look pretty cool. Looks pretty promising. Pretty interesting how they went about this, but that does look really nice. Again, it is a model kit. You'd have to put it together, but Yolo Park high-end stuff for more affordable price, like probably $160. All right, getting into some Legend news, getting down to some Legend news, some big Legends news. New Age is putting out recolors of their Michael figure. This is the H53D Daya, and it's in sort of a red and dark color. Looks really cool to me. Again, Diaclone colors, probably. I wasn't sure that this was originally Diaclone. I don't know all of the history, and I probably should. Here it is in the alt mode, and the alt mode does look different and cool and interesting. I don't have my hands on it yet, but I should be getting it pretty soon. I'll be doing a review on it when I get it and checking it out and comparing it to Panko Toys and the original G1. So all that is fun. That is coming along the way. But let's look at the other ones. You can have a weathered look if that's something that you want. Looking like he's been through some battle and fighting, which actually makes a lot of sense because he's got some carbon scoring there. That's a spillover of Star Wars, of course. And the version I probably should have waited for, and now, I'm not gonna lie, I probably should have waited for this, and I'm probably gonna kick myself because this is the EX version, which probably looks better than the standard, way better than the standard one. But looking at it, though, it doesn't really look like it's got all the plastic painted 100% either. So I might just be very, very happy with the first one. But I do always like what they do with EX and the extra painting. And they paint it pretty much head to toe. And it looks fantastic. But when it came to their Skyfires, I really couldn't tell the difference between a standard one and the EX side by side. Really didn't stand out that much. We got weathered cliff jumpers and bumblebees coming, so that's kind of fun if that's something you want. But then also extremely weathered Devastator. They call this the H34Z, and it is Z as in weathered, I guess. So if you like this look, he looks like he's been through some battle. I actually prefer a very clean looking Devastator myself, but I know that people paid serious money for the Toy World one, and it's almost like New Age is copying Toy World's Devastator business model now, right? All the different colors under the sun and the weathered one. Here's the alt mode, and so looking pretty much like you'd expect. So I didn't have a whole team, so I just picked one bot mode, one alt mode, just kind of showcase what this weathering is going to look if you get this. Magic Square's been kind of quiet on the reveals this past week, and with that, we're talking about Legends right now, but the only thing I really saw was somebody got their hands on the EX version of Optimus Prime. I watched a quick video of it, and it does look shinier. It does look a little bit, well, a lot bit more premium than the one that I've got, and the smokestacks on his were not broken. Lucky him. So anyway, pretty cool that they are making this even better second go around. Does kind of suck for early adopters that get a broken smokestack and don't get the EX paint. Okay, so we got a ton of reveals this week, and so with that, I do want to talk about most of these pretty much, but we have what we've heard of on the rumor list. So not a huge surprise. So with all this, I'm going to show better pictures of a few of these, but as you can see, this is all that's coming. Well, not all. This is some of what's coming. Okay, so let's start out with the deluxe version of Beachcomber. Good looking figure, lower legs a bit thick, but aside from that, better than the last option that they put out. And I think being a deluxe and the scale of that is going to look better, I believe. They can do a better job with it in the deluxe than they are doing with the core class. So it looks pretty good. Is it masterpiece level? No, not at all. Not anywhere near it, but that's not what they're going for. And they're not going for that price point. The Dune Buggy mode looks pretty cool too, so all that's really cool. It's got a little bird there, like that. Nice touch from Hasbro. And I've got to say, a lot of people do bash Hasbro, but most of them don't bash Hasbro over what's going on in the Transformers team, that's for sure. Okay, we got DevCon here. Now, I'd say recently in the last few years found out who DevCon was, and I think it's pretty cool. There he is, DevCon, looking pretty good overall. And I don't even know what all they reused. I mean, I feel like they have to have reused something to get there, but could it be a Blur reuse? Is it possible? That's a Blur reuse? Maybe it is. Maybe it is Blur. But anyway, looking pretty cool overall. You know they had to have reused something for it. Here we are with this one here is Junkion? Deluxe Legacy Junkion, I guess. I guess that's another Junkion that's out there. It's labeled Dio, so I mean I don't think this really matches Dio, but it is just a reuse of that Junkion mold, as we could see. And here's the alt mode, and there it is. So looking pretty cool. So I have to admit, you know, they're doing some different stuff. They just gave us straight up just reissuing all of G1 over again. That would get a little bit boring. It's nice to have some offshoot stuff like this. Especially gonna be nice if you catch this on clearance, right? And we've got a Nemesis Leo Prime looking pretty good. The first mold was pretty good. This is pretty good overall. Just a little bit monochromatic overall in the color scheme. I don't know if they could have done something a little bit more to spice it up, but I guess the teal toenails does the job. The claws being teal. Still pretty cool, looking pretty good if you're into this. Now we do get into Dirge. I had Dirge on my mind, and this is confusing because he was part of an exclusive 2-pack to Amazon. Or was it Amazon? Secret Elite 2-pack. And the Secret Elite 2-pack was super duper ultra expensive. And with that, it was $60 to start, but it sold out after a few months. And people had a few months to buy it and just didn't. And then complained that it was $200 or $300 on eBay or something. So now we're going to get them again separately, which they should have all been separately and all been mainline. But will we get the other one? So are we going to get, is it Ramjet? We got Thrust as a exclusive to Target. And then this one and Ramjet were in the 2-pack. So will we get that separately down the road too? I hope so. Right, so I didn't watch the live stream, but we are getting a Nemesis to go with the Arc. And it's going to be Titan class. And so it's kind of the first time it's ever been done before. And it looks pretty cool, pretty interesting how they went about it. There's a female character. It's going to be big, purple, and chunky. And yeah, that's how it goes. Now, here's the thing. It's funny, too, because I think it was BBTS had a one-day sale on the Arc for $109 or something. And I'm hearing, I thought the Arc sold really well, but I'm hearing from other people around that the Arc's not selling well, and it's been on clearance a lot of times. So maybe, will this sell well? I mean, it's one of those strange conundrums. Anyway, let's see the picture that he's got here holding it in its alt mode. Now, it's not going to look like this when it's done. This is prototype with different colors and stuff. It is going to be predominantly purple. It's going to have as much purple in it as we have the orangish yellowish gold color in the Arc right there. But it is kind of exciting. I think both of these, they really stand out best in alt mode. Seriously. If you want to like bash the bot modes, you can. But the alt modes are solid, and that's what they are, and they should be solid. And they look fantastic. And you can put them up there maybe with your HasLab Unicron or whatever. So I didn't watch the live stream, and I didn't catch all of the details about everything, but I think this is stuff that's coming up. This is what's being shown as future products that we are going to see, which look forward to that Brawn. That looks pretty cool to have from the Hasbro. But really quick, I went over to BBTS, and their pre-orders on these, their Legacy Evolution Dirge is $36. Legacy Evolution Voyager Nemesis Leo Prime, $36. Their Megatron, they've got Armada Megatron at $55. Their Axle Grease is the one that was listed as Dio, but it was called Junkion, $26. DevCon, $26, and Beachcomber, $26. But now, obviously, pricing, depending on where you get it, it's going to be a little bit different. But anyway, these going forward, all of these ones should be coming soon, eventually. Okay, so we have got Takara, BWVS, Rhinox, and Scorponok, and this is sort of the premium paint versions that they're putting out, which the more I look at the one they did before with Megatron, that Megatron looks vastly superior to the Kingdom one, so with that, I think I feel the same way about this paint job. Now, I know we were getting Rhinoxes at $10 everywhere, and then we were... Well, I don't know so much about the Scorponok, though. I don't think he was that cheap everywhere. I think I picked a cheap one up somewhere. Anyway, I think the set looks really nice. I think it looks fantastic. And with this repaint, just really a good job. If you're a Beast Wars collector and you really want these, you're going to be paying out the nose for them, though. I don't know the pricing just yet, but they are going to be expensive. Because I know it was like something really ridiculously expensive for the Megatron. But anyway, speaking of that Megatron, there's another picture in hand. Picture of BWVS Eternal Showdown 2-pack. And just the Megatron in there. And I gotta say, he does look phenomenal. I mean, I think he looks way better than what they did before. And the one they did before looked great. So I just want to say that. So someone by the name of Hightail Creations got a hold of Earth Spark Wave 2 Warrior Thrash and Megatron out in the Hong Kong area. So getting it early, pretty nice, fun, good stuff. There is the bot mode and great pictures with background, adds a little watermark to it and all that kind of stuff. That's nice. Here's the alt mode, and so if you're just kind of interested in this Earth Spark stuff, I mean, it's definitely targeting the kiddies, price point, and all that kind of stuff, but it's not horrible. It looks pretty decent for what it is. We just don't have any sort of association with these characters yet. Okay, so there's something called the... Well, we've seen World's Smallest Transformers before that were supposed to transform, but these are World's Smallest just action figures. They're not actually going to transform. And with that, you get a comic and you get a figure, and the figure has a G1-esque type of card back with it. They're supposed to be like $5. So for $5, that's not bad. And I'm wondering how they stack up with those miniature ones. 1¼ inches. Let me go measure one of those. Yeah, Takara's wheeljack that came with Skyfire is 1¼ inches. Prime is 2 inches. So with that, these might fit in with the X-Transbots one that came with their Jansen Perceptor, and it might come scale with the ones that came with Skyfire. Here's the Bumblebee, and he looks pretty good. And we are just going to cycle through the rest of them as I talk about this, and they look okay. They don't look quite on the level of maybe X-Transbots or Takara's, but I think they could blend well in a scene. And you'd probably get a lot faster than waiting for Masterpiece. So I think the worst of all of them, though, I think the worst out of all of them is Starscream. That head needs some paint. That head is just like, that's wrong. It's wrong. I know they're really small, but maybe they should have cast the head in a different color and then just painted on a little bit more paint apps. But for $5, I mean, it's not bad. Before we go any further, I must address the elephant in the room this week, and the elephant is the going back to window packaging. And so with that, Hasbro is going back to window packaging. They say they're going to use more or less recycled plastic, so they use less virgin plastic. And what it is they're listening to the consumer, and they are now going to be giving us packaging that we want again back. There's a couple of problems with it, though. Are we going to have the dark times of a year of releases for some of these toy lines that have closed box that don't match the rest of the collection? Yeah. They're not going to go back and retro fix that. They're not going to retro fix that because they don't care, really, because they change the packaging so much that no line is cohesive at all with them. At all. None of them. So that's been a problem with in-package collection. If you're not an in-package collector, you don't get the plight. And I could go through the whole reasoning behind all that. But anyhow, I'm just glad they're reversing course and going back. And if they don't listen to their consumers, well, guess what? If you don't cater to your market, you go bankrupt. Just want to quickly touch on this past week. We got reveals from Super 7 for Wave 4. I made a whole video talking about that. And so with that, pretty exciting, pretty fun, and it's a pretty solid wave. I made a whole video, so go hear all my thoughts on that, but I'm just kind of bringing it to your attention that it's a thing in case you missed my last video or in case you're living under a rock. Okay, so if you've pre-ordered this wave, then it's coming in, and I got mine from Hasbro Pulse. So let me quickly tell you a little bit about this wave. Everybody hates the Falcon face sculpt, and I agree it's not great. It's not great. There's been complaints about Joan Rivers, CoverGirl's face sculpt, and I agree. I agree. And Barbecue is simply a repaint, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that, but he's a repaint. And then Survival Outback is another repaint, but we've been waiting for him. This is the one that everybody wants. And then we've got the bat, and that's a Crimson Bat, and that's one that everybody wants. Now, I've heard there's QC issues with the Crimson Bat, and I've just heard that there's not as much excitement about this wave. I've got it all coming, but I gotta tell you, when I paid like $168 for this wave, it hit me in the gut. It was a sucker punch in the gut to spend that much money on this, and I think I got doubles of a couple of them. I don't remember which ones, but my bat arrived shipped separately from Hasbro Pulse, bashed up, and they got another one coming, but it looked like literally a forklift hit it. That wasn't Hasbro Pulse's fault. It was actually the fault of the post office, and I usually haven't had issues like that. So anyhow, just figured I'd share. All right, quickly into some Motu news. So we're gonna get this He Skeletor, which is, I don't know, there's a whole story about it. I heard the story, it went in one ear and out the other, and I absolutely have no tie to it, but I think it looks cool, and I'm gonna get it. And I'm in that whole phase of, I don't know why this exists, but I'm going to get it because I don't want to Coldor myself into never owning. I'm never going to own a Coldor, so there it is. Coldar. I'm never going to have a Coldar, and even though I was trying to order it, I didn't get it placed in time. It was my fault. My fault for being 30 minutes late on that one. So with this one, if I miss it, it's not the end of the world, but I'm still going to get it Tuesday on the 11th at like 11 a.m., depending on where you're at, 11 a.m. is when you're going to do it, so be there or be square. Now, I do want to admit I'm more excited about this So Ram Man, he's going to be $35. He is the deluxe. He's not exclusive. He's a deluxe figure. Now the thing about this one is that he looks good, and I think he looks every bit as good as the classics, or even the Super 7 one was orange, had orange on him. Instead of where the red is, it was orange. I don't know what's going on with that one. But if you missed out on the other ones that are now going for pushing $200, then this, for $35, is an easy replacement. Like an easy, no-brainer replacement. I'm definitely going to get him. And he's going to be my one Ram Man. I do not like spending $200 on classics, which I never have spent $200 on the classics. I did spend $100 on the Super 7 He-Man and Skeletors. Those were $100 each. But with that, if you love spending $200 on classics ones, go ahead. But great option right here. There's the package to it. Okay, so for the sake of time, Indiana Jones, this is the 6-inch line. We're going to be getting the Phoebe character, whatever she's called. Okay, she is Helena Shaw. Then we're also going to get an Indiana Jones that is going to be Wave 2, Dial of Destiny, and it's basically their version of Old Man Indy. We're also going to be getting a short round, which is really cool. We're also going to be getting the Temple of Doom Indy. We're going to be getting Indy where he's Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Cairo version of Indy, and we're also going to be getting Marcus Brody, and we're going to be getting... Let's look at some more closer pictures of some of these. Okay, so this one is Indy where he's the very beginning, the Temple Escape. This is an Amazon fan channel. I think it's going to be like $35 or something along those lines. Now, I don't think pre-orders are up for these just yet. They think they go up on the 11th also. So anyway, it comes with this whole little stand going on right there. You get the two interchangeable parts there, and then you can have the centerpiece go up and down. So kind of cool right there. I think Short Round looks fantastic, looks amazing. Some of my favorite from this wave. Probably will be my favorite from this wave. I really loved collecting the 2008 version figure. It was nice to finally get him. And I hear there's a custom someone makes for LJN line from the 80s. So kind of cool stuff. We are going to be getting Short Round for retro, but I didn't really see any retro news this go around. This is Hypnotized Indy. Now all this stuff was already pre-leaked in lists, and I don't know how this stuff gets out, but I think at this point these leak lists are so spot on that it's intentional. There's no way it's just happenstance. I think it's let's see how the online community reacts to these, and then maybe we'll shift gears going forward, and that's why they have that whole segment of future releases, that kind of stuff. So here's I think they call it the stones. I'm not an indie expert, but I think they're called Sakara stones. But the stones, here's the cool thing about this. This whole wave combines and makes this. So there's Indy, Short Round, and there's the build a Sakara stone skeleton where you put those. That's fantastic. Like, the Ark was the first one, and I will hand it to Hasbro. When Hasbro does good work, I'm going to hand it to them. This is an excellent build-a artifact. Excellent. I would have not thought they would do this and could pull this off as a build-a artifact, and they did. And it looks fantastic. And they have two sets of stones. One set of stones glows in the dark. And the 2-pack of Belloc and Marcus Brody. The thing about this is, this would be two kind of lame figures put out. But it's an exclusive. Now it's going to be an exclusive thing to chase after. And it's not something that everybody's going to want. But it's something that's really exciting because they're giving us characters that they haven't made before. So, well, I mean, they haven't made them like this. So, anyway, I don't think we've ever seen a Marcus Brody. But Belloc has never had this getup. So, but it's also in 6-inch and all that kind of stuff. Great. I think this is exactly what exclusive should be. We also got pipeline reveals. So we got Indiana Jones from The Last Crusade. We got the Grail Knight. We've got Henry Jones Sr. We got Elsa Schneider. Elsa is a hard one to get in the 2008 line if you're collecting that one. Then Jürgen Voller from the Dial of Destiny. No wonder I don't know who he is. And then we've got Ronaldo from Dial of Destiny. So they do have to support the modern media. I'm not mad at all about these Dial of Destiny figures coming out. I'm not going to bash or anything. The thing is, they've got to produce that, but they're giving us enough of the retro characters that I'm very happy. Okay, moving into Star Wars, I love these kinds of pictures. So there's really no need to go into reissue figures that just have been slightly recolored. But so we've got this toy for Chopper. It looks like Droids is coming back in a big way. So we've got this Droids for Chopper. There's also going to be a vintage collection Star Wars HasLab that we think is going to be Droids. People think it's going to be the Ghosts and all that. There's a whole lot to that. When we get more information, I have a lot to say about it, by the way. But I don't have time right now. Anyway, we're getting the Bad Batch recolored, and we're getting a clone. Alright, so we've got a lot to talk about here. I'm going to go through as fast as I can. So Star Wars Vintage Collection, we have the 4-pack Skiff. Well, it's sort of Skiff Guard in a way. It's Return of the Jedi. We got a Reese in here, and of course we got this Squid Head and a couple of the Skiff Guards. This is a 4-pack, which is cool. We did get a Reese with the Walmart exclusive Jabba the Hutt playset, but I guess that wasn't good enough. We got to get it again, so that's fine. Whatever, move on. Pretty cool. I'd pick this up, but I think it's going to be pretty expensive. Getting into, this is Moff Jared, and so we're getting another one of these officers, which is great for the Vintage Collection, and we need that. And I love the Vintage Collection, so let's keep that going. We're also getting a 9-Num. I like to call him Mean-Num, though. 9-Num, Mean-Num. Always call him Mean-Num when I was a kid. Maybe I was not able to read, but anyway, it still looks cool. Definitely something that we need. And then we're getting a Chrysanthemum, which I'm not a fan of the packaging, and I think the character's cool, but if it was in the regular packaging, it'd be fine. But now this means it's deluxe, so it's probably going to cost way more. But what costs a lot is, this is what costs a lot. Get this, $130. We already knew the price. I want to say that this does look way cooler than the original yellow one that came out back in the day in the prequel era, but it does look cooler. But it's not $100 cooler though. The other one was $30. So anyhow, this is what you get. Then here we go with the Vintage Collection. This is Pipeline reveals. So we get Thrawn, we get an Inquisitor, we get Paz Vizsla, and we get Krennic, and then we get. Now this is Darth Revan, and is it Revan? They said something about Revan built from the ground up. I think that's what they said. Anyway, that's what we got coming. All right, in the Black Series we have this Doc Ondar from Galaxy's Edge, and it will be an exclusive to Shop Disney. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of like a Hammerhead. So I don't think we've gotten a Hammerhead yet. So is this like a pre-tooling for Hammerhead? If we did get a Hammerhead and I missed it, then I seriously missed it. But I don't think we've gotten a Black Series Hammerhead yet. So with that, pretty cool. We get a Darth Maul. Darth. This is my apprentice, Darth Maul. Old Master from Battlefront 2. Yeah, there he is. Looks pretty cool. Pretty interesting. I guess we're getting Cad Bane again. I don't know if there's a reissue or what's going on, but yeah, there's Cad Bane again. Maybe he's different. I watched it here and there. I didn't like stay glued to the Star Wars presentation, but it was one of the better presentations, so we'll give him that. So Cad Bane. We're getting Jabba the Hutt back out again. Now this was a big, strange situation. When they first put Jabba the Hutt out, he was with like a deluxe set and real expensive. Then they put him out by himself, and then he got clearance to $10. So just a little history on it. So looks good. All right, so here is Jabba the Hutt, and he looks pretty good. He's without a throne, and the first one had a throne. So anyway, if you want a Black Series Jabba the Hutt, you can now get him, and it's looking pretty good. It's going to be expensive. Also, they're showing another one of these. So we've already got this guy, but they're showing him again for some reason. So Royal Guards. I guess you can never have too many, but I think he looks good. And then we've got Luke, and of course, Luke. Gotta have Luke. Jedi Knight Luke. I'm wondering if this is what they were teasing when they were doing the Rancor, and we're finally getting him. Is that one? I don't know. I didn't see the cloak with him and all that. But this is the coolest reveal of all. It is R2-D2, scaled size. Everything about him is correct to the show, to the movie, to the media. And with that, it's really exciting to get this one. Now, he's not going to have a vac metallized head or anything like that. It's not going to be chrome domed. But it's still what we've been needing. It's going to be deluxe. Probably going to be $35 or something stupid. But it's a really cool figure. And again, I didn't see the pricing on it, but exciting, really exciting to get this R2-D2. And I've got pretty much every other iteration that was out there, but every other iteration has been a disappointment. And even the Elite, which droids should be made of die-cast metal in my mind, but even the Elite ones are too big. It's way too big. Here we go with a Vader. I guess I have to just get over my... this will be the 13th Vader they've released in Black Series, I think. I don't know the number. I got to get over that. I'm sure. And then this here. Okay, so this is cool, but it's not cool at the same exact time. It's cool because we're going to get to finish out the collection, and I love the card backs. I mean, I absolutely love the card backs, but I've already got 2 of each of the Yodas and the Obi-Wan. What am I going to do with them? And now you got to buy this as a set, I believe. And I would want this as a set because I like the card backs. Love the card backs. But then we get to Anakin, which I'm one of the people that I like the Sebastian Anakin. I mean, I would have liked a swappable head to put Sebastian Shaw on there. But yeah, I know the buck should have been bigger and all that kind of stuff, but I just don't think it's right. We're just ignoring that whole aspect of it. I don't like that. And will we get that later and have to pay more for it? Probably. Well, actually, probably not. That's getting filed away with Slave Leia. So what do you guys think about this week's weekly news and review? What else is going on out there that I missed? And I will be touching back on other topics that I actually avoided because we ran out of time. Like and subscribe to Dear Hanger out.